Hello, everybody. Have you ever sent out emails to your studio and felt like nobody got the message? You send out an email that has all of this important information about your recitals and your breaks and the group lessons and the tuition that's going to be due and all of these different things. You send out this email and you think, okay, this is going to take care of all of my problems. And you noticed nobody read the email because when they showed up to your studio, they didn't have their tuition. They didn't bring the books that you asked them to bring. They haven't marked the recital on the calendar. So at the last minute, they drop out. Have you ever experienced this type of frustration when it comes to communicating with your studio? If you have, comment below and say, yes, I am there with you. Let us know if you've ever experienced that frustration. It is a real thing with not just piano teachers, but teachers of all types of instruments. If you are teaching music, it can be tough to communicate with your parents. So I'm here today to talk about my 3 keys to clarity when it comes to communicating with your piano parents. And I hope that these keys will really help you get a clear sense of what they understand and what you're trying to get them to understand. All right, my name is Sarah Campbell. I am one of the Upbeat piano teachers, and welcome to Friday 5 Live, where I share business tips and teaching tips every Friday. Today's broadcast is a little bit later than normal, so thanks for tuning in. I happen to have a little break in my schedule, so I decided to enjoy my morning. If you are tuning in, please remember to share this broadcast with your friends. We want to make sure that we get this info out to all of those teachers out there who are struggling right alongside you. Share this with them so that they can get the info they need to run their business successfully too. If you are tuning in, please say hello and tell me where you are coming from. Oh, I see a bunch of yeses in the comments. Lots of teachers who have experienced this struggle with communicating with parents. So why don't we get straight to the point today, and we're going to talk about 3 keys to clarity. And make sure you stick around to the end because I do have a cool freebie for you guys today, and I think it's really going to help you with those emails. So here is my first key to communicating clearly with your parents and to creating clarity in your studio. Key number 1. Communicate clearly and often. And if you have seen any of my broadcasts before or seen any of our free webinars at Upbeat Piano Teachers, you know that Tracy and I talk about this quite frequently. Communicate clearly and often to your parents. It takes, on average, and I think I got this from something that I watched by Wendy Stevens. It takes on average 7 times for somebody to hear something, for them to really absorb it and to have that locked in their memory. So just because you communicated one time about the group lesson week or one time about the recital date doesn't mean that that's necessarily enough. Don't be afraid to repeat yourself. Most of us understand that that is part of our job. Repetition. I see a bunch of people tuning in. I'll get to key number 2 in just a second. I see Christy and Anna and Karen. Hello, everybody. Bertie, thank you. I'm glad I could enjoy my morning too. It was nice to have a little extra time this morning. So after you communicate clearly and often to your parents, my next key to clarity is to keep it short, keep it brief, keep it succinct. There's nothing worse than getting an email that's extremely long. It might have a lot of really good information in there, but it means you have to kind of set everything down and read through the long paragraphs very carefully so that you can find the important information. Let's face it, most people don't do that nowadays. We are so inundated with information all of the time via text and email and actual physical mail, most of which is just junk. And then also, messages on Twitter or on Facebook. We are overwhelmed with people trying to contact us. So if they you try to contact somebody and you've given them a lot of text, they're probably not going to read it. So keep things short and to the point. The less words, the better. When I write an email, I'll write a rough draft of it, and then I will go through and try to eliminate half of the text that I have there. I know that sounds a little intense when it comes to editing, but trust me, it really works because it helps me filter down my message to the most important points. And then I can send that off and know that the parents will be able to scan through it and see what the important parts of that message are, and they are more likely to get the information that they need and to remember that information as well. Oh, hello there, Karen's tuning in too from Illinois. Oh, wait, I already said hello to you, Karen. Sorry, I had you at the top of my messages. All right, so we have communicated clearly and often, not being afraid to repeat ourselves. We are making sure to keep things short. And finally, the most important key is to follow up in person. Just because you send that email doesn't mean that you can't then mention it during a lesson. Once I send out an email to my studio, I make a note to myself that week, and I'll keep it like in a clear place on my desk or on the piano, and it will say, remind parents about blank. And what I do when I see the parents, now I don't see all of them, some of them do, drop off the kids and run, but when I see the majority of my parents, I'll say, did you get the email that I sent out on Monday? And if they didn't, guess what? They probably have their cell phone with them, and you can, ask them to check out that email and look at the information to make sure that they are getting what you need them to get. So don't be afraid to follow up in person. Oh, yes, Bertie, this is a great point. Bertie, you are helping me segue to the freebie that comes along with today's broadcast. I try to keep the message short, but I want to make sure that I have enough details so that there isn't confusion on what I've said. Absolutely, yes. We don't want an email that's so short where we don't actually give them all the details that they need. So I created something for you guys today with my little free time in the morning. I created a really cool PDF for you guys. I'm going to bring it up to the broadcast so you can see it. Here we go. I created my 5 keys to succinct emails, and I have 5 different points that I go through in this very short 1-page PDF. And I also have a sample email so you can see what my emails might look like and why I think these emails are really important. So these nice, short, succinct emails that parents can scan over, and they can get that important information, and they're not missing out on your announcements about a holiday break and then showing up at your house expecting you to teach a lesson the day before Thanksgiving. Bertie, great question. What do you do with parents who just drop off and don't come in? I will, on occasion, run out to their car. It's kind of awful, especially if the weather's not good. We're okay today. But I will run out to the car and I will make sure that they know, hey, I sent out an email this week. Or I will write a little note on a piece of paper, like a real short note that says, dear so-and-so, please make sure that you check your email. Want to make sure that you got it. Thank you, music note, Sarah, and I'll send it in my student's hand, not in their binder, not in their bag, because that's never getting to the parent, in their hand as they go out to the car. So that is my suggestion with that. Yes, Anna, just about to send out your November updates. That's what I did this week, and that's why I had the idea for today's topic. Oh, Christy's got a fantastic tip for you guys. Christy uses MailChimp for a newsletter format with pictures for each topic. Nice. So you've created some, what we would call like open space. It's open space in the email where there's not text, but there's a picture, and it makes it really, really easy to scan through and know what you're looking at. Great. And you know what? Another reason that I like MailChimp, you can tell who's opening your emails. So you know exactly who's getting the info and exactly who isn't. But be careful. One caution about MailChimp is that sometimes it will get routed to spam folders depending on what you put in the actual email and how you have it set up. So just be cautious about that. All right, there you go. And Bertie says she actually has a parent who she needs to text to make sure that she gets those emails. I have parents like that too. And you know what? Those parents are probably super busy, and just maybe their email is so clogged up with spam that comes in every day that the important stuff gets, buried down at the bottom of their email within 24 hours. All right, so if you are interested in getting my 5 keys to succinct emails, I want you to type the word keys below in the comments. So if you type the word keys, the Upbeat bot is going to message you, and she will ask you to type that word one more time in Messenger, and then you will get the PDF sent to you, and you will also get another little link to a blog post from Upbeat pianoteachers.com, and this is a guest expert blog post where we asked a bunch of people, some of our favorite guests that we've had in the past. We asked them, what do you do when you have to text or email about some tough topics? And they gave us their answers, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. So again, type the word keys below. Yes, Anna, you got it. I wore this on purpose. This is my new Keys to Success dress, and I think I'm going to find a lot of use for this guy. All right, there you go. Anita has another thing here. I use Remind for short messages. You can see if they opened it as well. Fabulous. I just set up Remind for my studio, and I haven't started using it yet. So I'm glad that you reminded me. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. As always, please share with your teacher friends so that we can get these messages out there to them, and we can help them run their studio in a nice, smooth way and give them some teaching tips every week. So let them know that we have this broadcast going on. You can tune in every Friday for Friday 5 Live. Normally I do it at noon unless my students have to go to a swim meet, and then I get a little extra time for myself in the morning. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye.